For a high school, I don't think it's the best thing to do, especially with the drug problem we have in Barrie right now.
CMHA facing backlash tonight for controversial pamphlets passed out to students. We are in the midst of an opioid epidemic that has swept the country. Even the city of Barrie is under a state of emergency. There are many thoughts on how to educate our youth and keep them from using drugs, but resources passed out by the CMHA at a Barrie high school have drawn the ire of parents right across the province. CTV's Mike Lang has been digging into this story for us and brings us response. Mike.
Yes, Sarah, the students and parents at Barrie North are speaking out in anger after the CMHA has distributed safer snorting kits to students this week, sparking concerns about the controversy surrounding enabling drug use among both teenagers and youth as a whole. Students at North Barrie Collegiate Institute received condoms and these pamphlets from Canadian Mental Health Association representatives this week.
Already there's so much problems at our school with drug use, and that's not making it any better. That's literally just making it okay for them. People are thinking that's okay, and that's not at all.
The pamphlets, titled Safer Snorting, have a picture of a snort straw and a line of cocaine on the cover, and pages of safety tips for snorting drugs.
It's like kind of promoting addiction to kids. Especially since they were handing out like the sticks to snort stuff with as well.
We're just like thinking that they're starting to like try and interpret things too like early for kids, like when things shouldn't even be being said.
Parents responded and, as usual, voiced their anger all over social media, accusing the CMHA of taking away rights of parents to talk to their children.
This is very much overstepping parents. The content that was being provided is extremely inappropriate for children.
Brett Bukos has a stepchild, nephew, and multiple nieces at Barrie North. He said he is beyond disgusted and called the pamphlets despicable.
What I've found a lot of feedback is, well, everybody's doing it, so why don't we just teach them to be safe about it? To me, that's a very inappropriate way in how you teach your children.
The CMHA admitting fault in a statement to CTV News, saying, in part, CMHA Ontario does not seek to promote or normalize substance use among youth. We regret that unvetted materials were distributed in this context. Barrie North's principal sharing a letter saying, in part, we have taken this matter seriously and have reviewed these concerns with our community partner. This will ensure that in the future, resources that are made available to students align appropriately with harm reduction education as outlined in the Ontario curriculum expectations. The province's Solicitor General declining to comment during a stop today in Barrie.
Is the government aware of these kits that have been handed out, and what is its stance on it, please?
Well, again, that's something that you're going to have to direct to the Minister of Education.
Frank Mazawi from the Metamorphosis Center for Change Rehab Center calls for greater emphasis on harm prevention over harm reduction.
The thing that should be forced upon them is understanding their emotions more than anything, so that I don't have more clients coming in because of addiction.
The Ministry of Education acknowledging our request for comment this afternoon, but was unable to provide a statement. Now, the rehab center I spoke with today says that poor mental health is what comes before addiction, therefore that more mental health services should be made available for everyone, including young adults. Reporting live, I'm Mike Lang. Sarah, I'll send it back to you.
More than 1 million police record checks are done every year in Ontario alone, and now the Ford government wants it done faster for a particular group of people. CTV's Rob Cooper brings us more on why the urgency and whether it's even possible.
And we need to deal with delays, but we can't and will not compromise on protecting the most vulnerable people in our society.
Speaking in front of the Barrie Simcoe Emergency Services Campus, Ontario's Solicitor General says the province wants to speed up the amount of time it takes to have a criminal records check completed.
The demand for vulnerable sector checks is growing, and the system needs to be modernized.
Thousands of companies and institutions across the province require staff and volunteers to have a check conducted by police. The process can be long and delayed.
The average criminal record check for Barrie residents takes 14 days to be returned to the applicant. Vulnerable sector checks necessarily take longer to process.
Royal Victoria Regional Health Centre in Barrie is an example of a significant employer that depends on criminal records checks. It has 3,600 staff and volunteers that are required to be checked every year.
Hiring is slowed, onboarding is delayed, and in some cases, Patient access to care can be affected if we're delayed filling a role immediately because administrative processes cannot keep pace with demand.
Barrie Minor Hockey has about 1,200 criminal record checks needed to be done by hockey season, covering coaches, team managers, and other volunteers.
I believe last season we had some police organizations that were like 2 to 3 months in order to be able to get a vulnerable sector check.
The proposed amendments would allow designated police services to support periods of high demand by processing vulnerable sector checks for applicants who live outside their area.
Now, police services across the province process more than 1 million criminal records checks every year, more than 14,000 of those alone in the city of Barrie. Rob Cooper, CTV News, Barrie.
Time now to talk about the Barrie Colts. The team finds themselves in a small hole after dropping the first game of the OHL final last night in Kitchener.
Able to knock that loose, and Aitchison gets it off the boards and up ahead. Here come the Colts again, 2-on-1, long shot, they score, it's Wilmot.
Down 1-0 in the second, the Colts tied the game thanks to that rebound goal from Ben Wilmot. Now Kitchener would go up 2-1, but once again, Wilmot found the back of the net, knotting the game at 2 after 2. But in the third, Kitchener would take over, scoring 2 goals and adding an empty netter to win the game 5-2. The Colts know that they have to do better come game 2.
I thought the effort was there. Again, I thought our execution could have been better, and I'd be lying to you if I said that we played our best game tonight. Again, I thought we were okay. There were spurts of the game I liked more than others, but at the same time, I know, but more importantly, my guys know that we have more to give.
I thought it was a solid game. Wasn't our best, but I think if we dial in the D zone a bit, we're going to be really good. I'm feeling really confident about these next games. You know, we play our style and our identity. We're a really hard team to beat, and I think we just got to do that in the next game.
Now, there was a scary moment near the end of the second period of Game 1 when Colts forward Joe Salandra collided with a Kitchener player that left Salandra injured. It happened with less than a minute to go in the second period. Salandra was on the ice for several minutes, couldn't get up before being taken off in a stretcher. The intermission was held, and then the remainder of the second period was played before going right into the third.
Hockey's a physical game by nature. I have zero doubt that there was any ill intent on that play. It's a tough injury. I mean, anytime the stretcher is necessary and a player is really immobile on the ice, it's probably not going to be a quick fix. What I can say about Joe Salandra is he's an absolute warrior.
Salandra was taken to a local hospital. There's been no update on his condition from the team. Now, that does mean, of course, the Colts will need to rebound tomorrow night as Game 2 of the OHL Championship will be held once again in Kitchener. Remember, you can watch them all on our brother station TSN. Tomorrow's game will be on TSN 5. That starts at 7 p.m.
The road to the Memorial Cup is brought to you by the Boots and Hearts Barn Burner Charity Hockey Game.
All right, Casey Colby, a few technical errors for us tonight, but I understand things are looking up, at least in terms of the weather forecast.
Oh, really? I mean, yes, of course.
Putting words in your mouth.
Yes, warmer jackets. That's what you need, Sarah. That's how things are looking up. Dress appropriately. It's not quite long john time, but yeah, it's cool. There's no doubt about that. Sun sure is nice when it's here. Let's talk about the first look at the forecast. And here we go, diving in, brought to you by the graveldrivewayguy.com, your local gravel driveway expert. 9 degrees out here, Sarah. Winds out of the northwest, not quite as gusty as they were yesterday, but still 26 out of the northwest, and it is a northwest wind, so that is a cool wind. 11 degrees in the Sunshine City of Orillia, 8 in Mount Forest, 10 in Owen Sound, 6 in Perry Sound, and call it 10 in Toronto, and 9 in Newmarket, and okay. Some get sun, some get a little shower activity, some get a little flurry activity. No, not flurry. Not yet. Anyway, let's talk about that coming up in just a few minutes' time when, okay, it's kind of a big spring coat, but a winter coat?
No.
Is that necessary? You know. Spring in South Central Ontario, anything can happen. More on that coming up in a few minutes' time. Back inside, Sarah.
Clearly, I don't know. I'll stay in my lane and let you stick with the weather. Thanks, Case. 2 local post-secondary schools are getting a boost from the provincial government. $63 million will go to Georgian College and $62 million to Lakehead University. This is part of Ontario's new funding model that will bring $6.4 billion to universities, colleges, and Indigenous institutes. Simcoe North MPP Jill Dunlop says the investment will ensure that Lakehead and Georgian can keep preparing students for, quote, rewarding in-demand careers that meet labor market demands for generations to come. The owner of a martial arts studio here in Barrie has been arrested and charged in connection with a sexual assault case involving a child, and police say there could be more victims. Pictured here is 28-year-old Daniel Talim. He was arrested and charged with sexual assault, sexual interference, and invitation to sexual touching. Investigators again think there could be more victims. Now they say he owns Alpha Martial Arts on Little Avenue in South Barrie. The front door had a sign saying closed until further notice. They say he's been heavily involved in the martial arts community for several years here in Barrie. Again, police encourage anyone who feels that they may be a victim or knows someone that could be to contact them. 2 people accused of kidnapping and robbery in Bradford are free men tonight. CTV's Mike Arcelides tells us how it all happened.
Taj Morrow and Rashawn Monlouis walked out of the Barrie courthouse after being found not guilty of kidnapping and robbery 2.5 years ago in Bradford.
I was always innocent, man, you know? Always innocent. It's okay, we're free, man. We're free.
Monlouis and Morrow were acquitted by Justice Jocelyn Spire. They were accused when a Bradford man said he escaped from a home along Highway 11 where he'd been beaten and held against his will. He told the court he was beaten at a drug house nearby and driven to another location, saying when he tried to get high and hang out with a woman named Mandy, he was rushed by his attackers. Admitting his memory of the events was cloudy due to his head injuries and the crack cocaine he was given by his captors. Justice Spire, however, ruled it was unclear what role, if any, Monlouis and Morrow played, saying the complainant's evidence did not provide a, quote, reliable account of who kidnapped him, adding, his account of what happened to him is very much a reconstruction based on what he learned after the fact, and that his drug use exacerbated his unreliability, leaving the man uncertain about what happened and who did what. Another man, Ryan Kempton, pleaded guilty prior to trial and was sentenced. Morrow was arrested on scene shortly after the complainant said he escaped the home when his captor fell asleep. Monlouis was arrested months later when the complainant identified him from a lineup of mug shots. The court heard testimony from defense witness Rocky Tangretta, the owner of the home where the complainant said he was held captive. Tangretta said he knew all the men involved and described them as friends and acquaintances from around town at various drug houses where he went to hang out, drink, and do drugs. He said the complainant told him that night he was, quote, in the wrong place at the wrong time. Lawyers for Monlouis and Morrow declined to comment on their acquittals. Mike Arcelides, CTV News, Barrie.
Dozens of animals are safe after a police officer ran into a burning barn in Innisfil, and it was all caught on camera. The farmer was away when he caught signs of the fire on his calving camera and called police. Well, when South Simcoe Police Constable Colin Newells arrived, smoke was billowing out of the barn. He says he grew up on a farm, so he rushed inside with a fire extinguisher and put out the fire before it spread. Neighbors showed up within minutes and helped get all 45 sheep and 16 cows out of the barn and into nearby fields. The fire was caused by spontaneous combustion in composing manure. No animals were hurt and the barn wasn't damaged. A man, however, is fighting for his life in hospital following a house fire in York Region. It broke out shortly before 11 p.m. last night. The Ontario Fire Marshal's office has been called in to investigate. CTV's Janice Golding reports.
You can see charred wood and furniture through a second-floor window. The scene left behind after a residential home fire near Kipling and Highway 7.
Yeah, I smelled lots. Smell like burning plastic and stuff.
Yeah, it was late at night. My son called me saying there's a fire across the street.
Neighbors say it was around 10:45 p.m. when firefighters arrived. A particularly urgent call, given crews had been told there was a person possibly unaccounted for inside.
They commenced a rapid attack with an interior search. Approximately, they encountered high heat and heavy smoke within the rear of the structure. They encountered and found one person
Firefighters managed to remove a 68-year-old man from the building, but he had no vital signs.
They actually were working on him for quite a bit, trying to revive him.
After receiving CPR for more than 20 minutes, the victim was rushed to hospital by York EMS in critical condition.
We are sad. We are not. We are our neighbor, and that man was a good man.
My prayers for them. It's very scary. I wish them all the best.
More than 24 firefighters attended the scene. Deputy Chief Grant Moffat was one of them.
I was here last night, and I didn't hear any smoke alarms sounding at the time. That will be part of the investigation, but I do strongly remind people, smoke alarms give you a fighting chance to get out of a home.
The Fire Marshal's office is now investigating. Janice Golding, CTV News.
They are a summer staple for air show enthusiasts and are planned to make an appearance in Barrie in June, but there are questions about the future of the Snowbirds fleet and whether or not the team will continue to entertain Canadians for years to come. CTV's Graham Richardson has more.
For decades, they've been a Canadian symbol of blue skies and hot summer days. But Conservatives are now warning 2026 will be the last time Canadians will be able to see the iconic Snowbirds for many years to come.
Up front, the Snowbirds are being cancelled. This is the last season.
Tommy is the former mayor of Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, home base for the Snowbirds. He says the schedule is normal for 2026, but after that, the planes will stay on the ground.
They do our nation proud. And we really need to get behind our Snowbirds. It's an SOS call. It's Save Our Snowbirds.
2 air shows confirmed to CTV they are not booked in 2027 and referred all questions back to the Snowbirds. When asked directly about the future of the program, Defence Minister David McGuinty's office refused all comment. One Liberal MP said cost is a factor.
At what cost? So, it's a Canadian institution. Would be sad to see it go, but I'm not sure how much it costs for the Snowbirds.
After our story published online, the minister said this in the House of Commons.
This member surely can't be suggesting he's going to put the pilots, the women and men of that fleet, in harm's way.
In 2021, the government committed $30 million to upgrade the fleet and keep it flying until 2030. It appears the Snowbirds won't make it that long.
This is like maple syrup. This is like, ice cold Canadian beer. This is like, gravy on our poutine.
So why not just replace the fleet altogether once and for all? Well, the cost to do that will be between $1 and $2 billion. With all the other government priorities, aerobatics in the air and a new Snowbird fleet may not be top of the list. Graham Richardson, CTV News, Ottawa.
And speaking of flying, Air Canada is ending a number of seasonal flights early this summer due to rising jet fuel prices. The airline says the Toronto to Sacramento route will end on August 1st, while the final Toronto to Charleston flight is scheduled for September 6th. Air Canada says affected customers will be contacted with alternate travel options, including a full refund where applicable. The airline says it plans to resume the routes next summer. We do have some good news, however, for drivers. Gas prices did fall overnight, dropped around 5 cents a litre. That's after that 7-cent spike on Wednesday. Dan McTagg with Canadians for Affordable Energy is predicting that there will be a 7-cent drop, and that's coming tomorrow. Finally, the original artwork of a Maple Ridge secondary school teen will soon be on display in the nation's capital. Grade 12 student Caitlin Hewitt has won the Youth Remembrance Day contest in the senior color poster category held by the Royal Canadian Legion. She started taking art lessons when she was 4 years old, and here she is accepting awards for the district and provincial contests. The national ceremony will be held in November. The artwork will be on display at the Canadian War Museum for the next year, and she will be representing the youth of Canada at the upcoming Remembrance Day ceremony in Ottawa. Congratulations, well deserved. Still to come, strokes to show support. How this courageous cancer survivor surrounded by local artists inspired others today in Collingwood by putting brush to canvas. Plus, refresh your wardrobe and make a difference. From donation drop-off to when it's time to shop, details of this local clothing swap coming up next. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Presented by Paul Sadlin Motors.
Music, it's a small community, so when something's really good, we all want to be part of it.
We have an amazing music scene here, having people come together in community, listen to some amazing local artists, brings the downtown alive. It brings our city alive.
Troubadour Festival 2026 is going to be off the hook. Road Hammers, got the Watchmen, Bahamas, going to be great.
Lots to talk about when we look at what's going on around the region, beginning with dig into those closets, because it's time to keep those garments out of landfills and donate what you can ahead of the big swap.
You come in on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, it's $15 to get in, and $15 is bring a bag, fill your arms, take as much as you need, and that $15 is going towards the Wasaga Beach Figure Skating Club for them to purchase a new training harness.
Returning to Wasaga Beach, the Love It Longer swap of gently used clothing, outerwear, shoes, accessories, and toys. You can drop off donations until tomorrow night at the Recplex. Then it's time for First Dibs Friday. You pay $20, enjoy mocktails and music while taking what you like between 5 to 9 p.m. It continues through Saturday and Sunday, and the proceeds support the Wasaga Beach Figure Skating Club.
There, how are you? Good, how are you? We're just dropping off for the donation. Yeah.
I couldn't be more proud of our community, and every time we ask our residents to step up, they do so in spades. You know, and textiles and landfills are a problem right across North America, and this is a great way to do it. And you can see there's a lot of textiles here. They don't biodegrade well. They don't, you know, they get into the landfill and they stay there for many, many decades.
The Love It Longer swap will also have an on-site seamstress to make minor repairs to help extend the life of each find. Let's all help reduce textile waste. You know I love my consignment shopping and swapping of clothing. It has been a day of active inspiration in Collingwood as a local cancer survivor put paint to canvas as a thank you to the hospital that she says gave her so much.
I had been diagnosed with colon cancer a year ago and received amazing treatment.
That's Jill Stevenson. She had surgery and pre- and post-operative care at Collingwood General and Marine Hospital. She's now cancer-free, and today, surrounded by other local artists, they showed their gratitude by way of artwork at Mountainside Gallery that will be the highlight of their fundraiser, Palette of Hope.
Just to know that she's cancer-free right now is super, and hopefully it will be like that for a lot of other people that we are helping. We all have to help. We all have to put a little bit of the effort to help for this hospital.
One of the features we have during the opening reception is a battle of the artists, and Holly Key and John Burton are going to battle and paint a painting in half an hour. So people love to see that, and then we auction off the paintings.
That opening reception is tomorrow night from 4 till 7 at the gallery on Hurontario Street in Collingwood. The silent auction, it's on now, runs till Saturday, and proceeds support the CGMH Foundation. Shall we talk about line dancing? It's simple, it's fun, and in Wasaga Beach you can learn how to do it even if you don't have a pair of those Western boots. How fun does that look? Tuesday mornings at the Wasaga Beach Recplex is where Boots at the Bay helps you learn to line dance. For 5 years now, anywhere from 60 to 80 people put on their runners, flats, or in this case, a lot of boots there, and learn to line dance from professional instructors. Now, it's not about finding your rhythm. Instead, it's about losing your fear.
They fear that they've got 2 left feet and they're never going to be able to dance. And what's most important to us at Boots at the Bay is to make them feel comfortable. We've got a level 1 class that welcomes everybody.
Line dancing classes happen every Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. for $10. If you would like to revisit any of these local events that you have seen during your time with us in the CTV Barrie broadcast, it can be done on the website, ctvnews.ca/Barrie. There it is, or scan that QR code on the screen. Mark your calendars. There's a powerful blend of live music, community, and purpose in the days ahead in Penetanguishene.
Feels like God don't give a damn when you're waking up at 4 a.m.
That's Juno Award-winning artist William Prince, and he will be performing at the CHL Foundation's Red Carpet Concert on Saturday at the King's Wharf Theatre. The intimate evening is CLH Foundation's most significant public fundraising event and is an opportunity to shine a warm spotlight on the people it serves.
CLH supports people who, as I said, who have developmental disabilities or developmental concerns. Those same people may also have other types of needs, complex support needs, perhaps medical fragility and various things like that. So you really are serving people who do have those developmental concerns through their lifespan.
Funds raised at the Red Carpet Concert support essential care, enriched programming, and more for the CLH community. Tickets include pre-show reception and concert, and there's a link to that on our website. Still to come, the puzzle behind the mystery tusk at the Simcoe County Museum has been solved. Mammoth or mastodon? What's your guess? We'll bring you an answer shortly, but first, let's head outside. Cases in the Garden.
There's a frost advisory this evening for York Region. Cover up those tender plants. It's going to be a cool one. Our weather watcher RT says, enough of the cool weather, boy. Yes, Tobin longs for the days of beach volleyball at Centennial Beach in Barrie. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Picture this, brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
Looks like me when I haven't got enough sleep. Thank you, everyone, for sharing those amazing, silly faces. Keep those photos coming. Picture this at ctv.ca for a chance to be featured. Casey Colby, some of the photos that we get just light up my life. How's your evening?
We can't show all the photos.
I know. Sometimes I have to remind people, family-friendly folks. Family-friendly.
Well, keep them coming in. They're entertaining for us, even if we don't have an opportunity to show them to you. And entertainment, that's all about what this forecast is derived from. Yeah, I think so. She's having a good time with us. Mother Nature's having a good time with us, making us wait. The anticipation for the warmer temperatures, right? Right. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about, call it 8 degrees in Gravenhurst, 8 in Alliston, 9 in Newmarket, 8 in Mount Forest, 10 in Toronto, holding on to 11 degrees in the sunshine city of Orillia. Gorgeous any time of year. Shout out Orillia. Almanac for today, 9 and -1. A little bit cooler than what we normally would be, yes. A long way from 30.6 back in 1936. Not a whole lot of heat records from the 30s, or cold records for that matter, that I can remember. -4 in 2006. I'd have been right about here. Sunrise, sunset, 5:59. It's up, 8:31. It's down, 14 hours and 31 minutes of daylight. And this is your forecast radar, ladies and gentlemen. I mentioned a little bit earlier, flurry possibilities. Well, yeah, let's talk about it, okay? You sitting down? Thank you. This is the southern tip of Georgian Bay, Lake Simcoe. -1 overnight this evening. No frost advisory here. That's in the southern portion of our viewing area. -1's -1. Partly cloudy, 30% chance of a few flurries or a shower. Slight chance. Partly cloudy skies, though, throughout this particular area of our region. 11 and 13 tomorrow. Sun and clouds, certainly in Owen Sound and just about everywhere else. And just about everywhere else, there's a 30% chance of an afternoon shower. Keep that in mind. It wouldn't be much. It would pass through. Zip, there it goes. Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill. Established frost advisory this evening, mainly cloudy. Slight chance of a shower and or flurry. 14 to 15 degrees tomorrow, sun and cloud, and a slight chance of an early morning shower and or a couple of flurries. Okay, I said that quick. A couple of flurries. I said it again. Parry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Halliburton, -2, -3, -4, partly cloudy skies. Yeah, that's chilly. That's chilly for this time of year. No doubt about it. 11, 12 degrees for the highs tomorrow. Sun and cloud, that's lovely. We love the sunshine. Clouds are nice too. 30% chance of an afternoon shower. That's tonight and tomorrow. Where's the solid sunshine and warmer temps? Are they in the Diamond and Diamond Lures 5-day extended forecast? Well, let's take a look. It looks like, Saturday, 14 degrees. 14. Yeah, sun clouds, 60% chance of a passing shower. At this point, it's looking like Sunday's cloudy and 12, and then we're in a bit of a slide. Although the sun comes back. 9 degrees for the high, 11 on the Tuesday, sun and cloud, nice. York region, 5-day extended forecast looks like this. Saturday, sun cloud, 40% chance of a shower, 15 degrees. I do believe it's going to be a little warmer than that. 12 degrees on the Sunday. Looks like cloudy skies. That's a very special day, if you know what I'm talking about, Mom. And then Monday, Tuesday, 11 and 13, sun and cloud. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Muskoka, Parry Sound, Halliburton. Here it is. There it is. Sun cloud, 60% chance of a shower on Saturday, 14, 11 on Mother's Day. That's the Sunday. Cloudy skies. Okay, Monday and Tuesday, it looks like at this point, slight chance for a passing shower on the Monday, 9 degrees, fair skies, and 13 degrees, Sarah, on the Tuesday with sun and clouds. So I'm kind of surprised about the cloud on the Sunday for Mother's Day. Again, it could just be Mother Nature making us wait. A little more anticipation. Totally unlike Mom. She just gives it to us.
Our mothers are very similar, Case. A program bringing kids together from across Ennisville is turning 2. Teen nights are held 3 nights a week, Mondays at the Morgan Russell Memorial Community Center, Wednesdays at the Innisfil YMCA, and Fridays at the Lakeshore Library branch. The program is for kids in grades 7 to 12 and has all kinds of activities, including movies, arts, games, and more.
There's a lot of nice people here. The games are fun. Everyone's just so caring and supportive. You know, when you come here, you might have had a bad day, and then you just come to teen nights and you have a ton of fun. You meet some new people, you meet friends from other schools, and it's just a great environment to be in.
We definitely see familiar faces every week. Some are all 3 days a week they come out. Some come one time a week to one location, and some come once a month, whatever works for them. It's just the place that they come to relax.
This week's anniversary open house. The events are inviting families and the community to celebrate the program's success. Well, folks, the mystery has been solved. The Simcoe County Museum has unveiled what prehistoric animal that tusk in their collection actually belongs to. The tusk has been at the museum for 18 years, we're told, but it was never clear what animal left it behind. But thanks to some scientific analysis, it's been revealed that it belonged to a mastodon. An event was held last night at the museum for the big reveal. It also gave people a chance to talk to the experts about Ice Age giants. Love that kind of thing. Local charities are smiling tonight thanks to those of you with a sweet tooth. I guess it's myself included. Tim Horton says more than $23 million was raised through its 30th anniversary Smile Cookie campaign. A total of 700 charities and community groups in Canada and the U.S. will benefit from the campaign. Locally, Stevenson Memorial Hospital Foundation, Matthews House Hospice, and the Victoria Regional Health Centre Neonatal Unit are just some of the organizations that benefit. There I am, always being silly with the cookies. Still to come, we're going to talk about the rising cost of thefts at grocery stores. A look at the issues at the self-checkout kiosks, plus we'll recap tonight's top stories. Please do stay with us. Recapping our top stories, parents are up in arms after a school presentation handed out booklets on safer snorting. The province's Solicitor General declined to comment during a stop in Barrie today. The CMHA admitting fault, saying it regrets the, quote, unvetted materials. The province wants to speed up how long it takes to get a criminal record check. The average time is now 2 weeks. Vulnerable sector checks even longer. The change would allow some police services like Barrie to do checks outside the assigned area during peak demand. And Taj Moreau and Rashawn Monlouis walked free today, found not guilty of kidnapping and robbery 2.5 years ago. A Bradford man said he escaped from a home on Highway 11 where he'd been beaten and held against his will. The judge said the complainant's testimony was not reliable. As for the cost for staple goods, it continues to rise, and now retail theft is becoming a growing problem right across the country, while police are saying that self-checkout kiosks are contributing to the problem. CTV's Adrian Gobriel explains.
Carts and bags full of stolen groceries.
It's a national issue. It's taking place right across the country.
A rise in five-finger discounts has Canadian grocery stores on high alert, using everything from body cameras on some staff to an increased number of security cams lining stores. Some grocers have even taken to placing their meat counter under lock and key.
Organized crime doesn't miss these opportunities.
Industry sources tell CTV News that thefts are being driven by a mix of economic pressure and increasingly organized retail crime. Grocery stores are reporting coordinated repeat thefts tied to criminal networks. The Retail Council of Canada has called retail crime a national crisis, with losses now approaching $10 billion annually across the grocery sector and growing. The RCMP in Richmond, BC say supermarket theft has doubled so far this year.
We have analysts, and when they see a spike like this, we have meetings every week.
In January, Ottawa police conducted Project Pantry at this downtown grocery store. Undercover officers charged a dozen people with 78 charges, with some thefts appearing to be coordinated.
Going to a car right away and in giving that product to whoever's in the car in exchange for something.
Some self-checkout counters inside grocery stores are also being exploited.
Walmart in the States is pulling them out of a lot of their stores as we speak.
Just last August in Windsor, Ontario, more than $220,000 worth of beef was stolen from this parked tractor trailer. The large-scale heist, another example of a lucrative crime on the rise.
There are differing opinions as to where items like black market beef are ending up, though authorities do believe that some restaurants struggling to turn a profit are buying some of the stolen goods. Adrian Gobriel, CTV News, Toronto.
In business news, Canada's trade war with the U.S. is having a real impact on the alcohol industry down south. The Distilled Spirits Council says it saw a 63% drop in exports to Canada in 2025. It blames the bans on American liquor in most Canadian provinces. Moving into the markets, the TSX was down 125 points, the Dow was down 313, the Nasdaq was down 32, and commodities oil was down, closing at $94.81 a barrel. Gold was up, finishing at $4,710 an ounce, and our dollar was down, ending the day at 73.34 cents U.S. The Toronto Tempo hit the practice court for the final time today ahead of their season opener tomorrow. CTV's Allison Hurst has more on how the team is prepared for their first ever regular season WNBA game.
Hamilton's Kia Nurse is getting ready to make history with her team.
Knowing how much this can change the lives of so many young people who are watching tomorrow will be really, really exciting.
The Toronto Tempo play their first regular season game tomorrow, officially bringing the WNBA to Canada.
This one will be special, just knowing that I can look out into the crowd and see a lot of people that I know, see my family members. That aspect of it is really exciting.
Acknowledging the significance of tomorrow's game, head coach Sandy Brondello says they'll mark it, hopefully with a win.
Just said, let's enjoy the moment. You know, something really special. We're creating history tomorrow, and we're going to be in front of our fans, who's going to bring us so much energy.
The Tempo are coming off 2 losses in the preseason, but Brondello says she's feeling way better than a week ago.
Our system's in place, but it's more about building that chemistry and the cohesiveness and just going through some battles together, getting battle tested. But it's fun. I love that part.
Something the team is going to need, being an expansion team, meaning they haven't played together before.
You have a group of players who have something to prove on this team together, but are also been there and done that. And so it is a new team, but we have a bunch of non-new players, and it looks like the Toronto Tempo really want to win.
Rookies like Tiani Key, meanwhile, are trying to catch up to the pace of the game.
It's all been a challenge, just, coming to the league, learning a new pace and everything like that. But honestly, just not fouling, I think has been a challenge. I think it's something I'm definitely working on.
And getting settled in the city.
I love the city. Just still getting used to the loudness at night. There's always something to do, and I can tell from my apartment. But no, I like it a lot.
The Tempo face the Washington Mystics tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. at Coca-Cola Coliseum. Allison Hurst, CTV News.
She's welcome to move to Barrie. Very peaceful at night here. Still to come, he's well known in the baseball world for his mustache. We'll feature Toronto Blue Jays' David Schneider in tonight's Hometown Hero series. That's after the break. Here's a look at your primetime lineup. 4 back-to-back episodes of New Girl starting at 8, followed by Criminal Minds at 10 p.m. and CTV News Barrie at 11. The Toronto Blue Jays had the day off, but we are featuring David Schneider as he's the latest player to be highlighted in our Hometown Team series. Tonight he shares his love for Toronto and how his family has fueled his journey to the major leagues.
Game 5 is underway with a fly ball to deep left. Gone!
A couple summers ago, the movie Top Gun Maverick came out. Yeah. Did your mustache come from that?
It did. We were in Vancouver at the time, and we saw it. I was hitting like $150 at the time in high A, so we're like, all right, I got to go mustache. I feel like it's here to stay. Grew up in a small town called Berlin, New Jersey. I remember being 4 or 5 years old, picking up a bat, playing t-ball with my buddies. My parents always preach hard work pays off, and I always believed in that, and, they're still my mentors to this day. They're the best. They're the best parents I could ever ask for. He was my big brother. He was the guy I looked up to every single day. He played 4 sports. He was definitely way more athletic than me. I try to live up to his expectations.
The opioid crisis in Canada is real. It's scary. It's affecting more people than you think. In honor of my late brother, Stephen, I'm partnering with Emergent to encourage Canadians to be prepared.
A tragic death of anyone in your family, you can do one or two things. You can either fade away as a family or kind of come together, and my family definitely kind of came together. They've been through a lot, so, the fact that they came out to LA and watched the World Series, it was just kind of funny to see my family's reaction to it, because I never really see them react. It was definitely something to laugh at down the road, too.
He caught it! Holy smokes, what a catch by David Schneider!
I love that they love baseball. I feel like the past couple of years, everyone on the team is definitely, very grateful to have a city like Toronto supporting us each and every day, and the fans are great. I feel like the fans don't really get enough recognition of what they do and what they bring to each game, and, they're the best.
Case, I love that he shared the support from his family. You know who was always at all of my events, plays, sports games, was my grandparents. But they would always be in the back, very quiet. They'd kind of wait for the crowd to disperse. Not that I was, overwhelmed with people, but they would just be there silently supporting, whether I did well or not, whether I fell down on the stage or not.
I was going to say, were they in the Miss Renfrew contest crowd?
They actually were.
Yeah, lovely, lovely. Gotta love the grandparents. You gotta love Mother's Day, too. That's on the way, isn't it? We'll see what Mother Nature can do for that. The Get Up and Go forecast. Let's have a look and see what she has in store for us first thing tomorrow morning. It looks like 1 degree right across the board. Call it Barrie, call it Newmarket, and call it Gravenhurst. And it looks like we are, well, fair skies with the opportunity for a shower in the Newmarket area at 7 o'clock in the morning. Have yourself a great evening. Sarah.
Thanks, Casey, and same to everyone at home that joined us tonight. Thank you so much for always doing that. I'm Sarah Freemark. Jack will wrap up our show tonight at 11. Have a fantastic night.